too.
Hello,
So
you
Japanese
two.
stuff and German stuff is the same performance-wise, except their stuff's cheaper, and they
Yes.
get slightly better infantry,
Uh,
in my opinion.
yep. That was Lollyboat. I'm TychoCelchuuu. This is a Men of War Assault Squad video, and if you have not guessed yet, we're gonna get to put up with Lollyboat's half of a conversation.
Panzer IVs actually have pretty mediocre armor. It's pretty comparable to a Sherman.
Comparable is, I think, how the word goes, but it's a 2v2, Lollyboat and I versus Space Hog 23
Yeah,
and
where
Buggy.
they have to deal with kamikazes and crazy shit.
Kamikaze! We're arguing about Japan, by the way. I'm saying stuff, and he's saying stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
And now he
Funny how
agrees.
Japan try to like westernize and like be modern shit, but in war they're still like pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what he was going for with that. This is a nice little map that I believe was in the original Men of War. Quite a bit of water on it. And there's a greenhouse.
Did you know at one point in time they were building planes out of wood?
Yes, they built a lot of planes out of wood, and this is what I was telling Lollyboat back during... Look, there's the greenhouse, if you can see them. Lots of planes built out of
So they
wood.
built planes out of wood to oh man, this map's tough.
Yeah, he might have ADD. I think Spirit of St. Louis was built out of wood. Charles Lindbergh's plane.
But
He flew.
they built modern planes and propellers and all that out of wood.
Yes, I know. Okay, but yeah, pretty general opening. I guess I bought an assault squad, didn't I? That was stupid. I buy them
Maybe
because
we need
they're...
to coordinate more, because I feel like most games just end up doing our own thing, and Men of War that may or may not be as useful.
Yeah, we do coordinate though. What was I saying? Yeah, I buy assault squads because they're cheaper than the rifle squads. It's really not a good idea, right? Because you get a machine gun with the rifle
Oh, they
squad.
have a vehicle.
Driving right through that nice little greenhouse. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's really not...
See, that's the thing. Those things are so cheap, or like inexpensive.
Yeah, and we're fighting Japan as Germany. I just realized that. That's kind of weird. I don't think that actually happened. I'm sure that didn't happen.
Do you have
Maybe
an
it
AT
happened.
rifle? I'll get one if you don't have one.
Unlikely. But what was I? Yeah, it's really not a
I
great...
got one. It's a good investment. Might
It's
as
good.
well.
Whatever. Really, you're probably best off buying a rifle squad, especially on a map like this where the engagement range is so long. I don't even know. I know what I was thinking. I was thinking it's cheaper. That you can basically read my mind if you just
Oh my
imagine.
god, I'm being shot. Oh my god. Oh my... Okay, they're in cover.
You can pretty much read my mind if you just assume that I'm going to buy the cheaper option whenever I purchase something. Lollyboat has bought the more expensive option, and that worked out fairly well for him until this vehicle showed up. You can tell because he had a little machine gunner firing there. Yeah, the machine gun is
Good
just
thing
so...
that was just a rifleman, not something valuable like machine gunner.
The machine gunner, as Lollyboat so
Oh god.
eloquently pointed out, is extremely... Oh god, it's a grenade! Okay, that was
Yeah,
anticlimactic.
next time I feel like at least one of us should go vehicle just to make it more balanced.
Yeah, Lollyboat has a pretty good idea. The other option is to buy an AT rifle or an AT gun off the bat, but those
Yeah,
are
you
not...
gotta keep in mind though, the Japanese AT rifle like is probably the best in the game, and they can probably make quick work of the Puma.
That's another thing to think about. If one of you gets a vehicle early off in the game, it's a pretty big deal if you lose them. Like, if you buy an infantry squad, I mean, you have to lose the entire infantry squad for it to not count for anything. But for a Puma
Oh,
or something,
no.
which I just purchased, all it takes is one shot and the Puma's dead, and then you have nothing to show for it. So an infantry squad...
Okay, I'm going to... I would like a Panzer IV Ausf AF.
Yes. An infantry squad you can split up and send to a lot of places. So what they do, or an AT gun, I guess you can't do that. Yeah.
If I... Nice.
Okay, I think your best bet is hoping they don't buy a vehicle. Just
I'll
pray.
build some assault infantry to support your Puma, and we'll get a point or two.
Pray really hard. There's really no win-win situation there. You either sacrifice capture power, like you don't get enough infantry to take all the sort of points that you want to take, or you do get infantry and you risk getting completely butt-fucked by whatever vehicle they buy,
Still
which
scared
is...
of their AT rifle, but hopefully my infantry can scout it out for you.
Which is what happened to us, kind of. Or it happened to Lollipop.
Don't run over any dudes.
That was me in direct control. Squishing one of Lollipop's men. If you're not in direct control, the vehicle will do a pretty good job of not running people over, and the people will do a pretty good job of not getting run over by the vehicle. Cause
I'll try to get my idiots to not get run over.
yeah, that was...
them being idiots and all.
No, it's totally my fault. The AI is usually really smart enough not to get run over, which is more than you
they're
can...
taking cover on the wrong side of the damn thing.
Yeah, speaking of smart AI, the AI is really smart about not being run over by friendly vehicles, but that's largely, I think, because the AI is controlling the friendly vehicles. If you're in direct control, you can sort of end up squishing people. And so this is bad. The Hago, if you look in the upper left, you'll notice it killed one of my tank crewmen, which means the other people inside are injured, and so they can't fire, and then that explodes, and it takes out the guy next to it. And so that didn't work. Like I said, it's a big risk-reward thing when you get something to counter these light vehicles.
I have a line established. What was that? That was a... Whoa. I didn't even know that cheap-ass tank could penetrate.
Anyways, now I'm going for the safer option.
Let's go for a sandwich. I attack on the right, you attack on the left with some infantry and your tanks.
Man, that makes me hungry. I could go for a sandwich. Yeah, the safer options, I guess, are an AT gun with long range, like a Pak-38 or a Pak-40, or even an AT rifle, which has fairly good range, but the important thing is you can keep an AT rifle really hidden until you open up with it, which is tougher with a Puma, because it'll knock over trees and stuff, and obviously you want to use the Puma to be attacking enemy infantry. I don't know. So there's so many options. Men of War is not like a lot of real-time strategy games where you have like a few opening options. It's like, I don't know, Company of Heroes. You can buy a rifleman squad, or you can buy more engineers or something, or you can buy a jeep. But those are your three openings as a American, basically. Whereas Men of War, it's like you have one of 20 things to purchase, and you can send them to one of 20 places on the map, and you can do one of 20 things with them. So it's really complex, and you just have different flavors and different sorts of things. One of the main reasons I didn't get an AT gun right off the bat... I got
some momentary pushing power, but I don't know how long it's gonna last.
Oh yeah, momentary pushing power, but you never know how it's gonna last, baby. One of the reasons I didn't get an AT gun is because this map is fairly wide, and so it would be sort of hard...
What the hell? How do you even get there? What's my infantry support doing?
Lalibo yelling at his men. So one of the reasons is this map is fairly wide. It would be tough for me to get an AT gun from the left all the way over to the right. I could, of course, park it in the middle, but I want the more full coverage that a Puma provides, or at least I did until my Puma was dead, so now I'm back with an AT gun, plan B. And another reason I didn't get an AT gun right off the bat is this big fucking lake in the middle of my area. It cuts down on my options a bit because there's a lake in the middle of my area, and I can't really...
Same here.
I don't know what he's talking about. Set up anything in the lake, and often I think I can't move through the lake. Ah, suck it, Hago.
Nice. That was
more
helpful.
like, ha, no, dead tank.
I think tanks
explode.
are too vulnerable. Like, if you use them, you got best damn make sure they're supported, because I get them killed too easily.
Lalibo is actually extremely smart. He got into a prestigious med school, and he's going to be a doctor, but a lot of times he says things that are very obvious, like... He'll be like, they make planes out of wood, or tanks can get blown up if you're not careful. But really, I shouldn't be so mean to him, because tanks can get blown up is a point that a lot of people really don't keep in mind quite a bit until they've played a bit of Men of War, enough Men of War to realize that their tanks are extremely vulnerable, much more so than they were expecting, because, oh boy, it is a rude wake-up call when you drive into a city and suddenly your tank explodes and you don't know why, and it turns out it was just some 2-point submachine gunner with a little boomstick in his hand.
Half-track's so annoying.
And I just lost the left wall of this house, so that turned a bad situation into a worse one, and now all my men are dead. And Lalibo whining about the Isuzu mortar truck, and he is correct about it being extremely annoying. I have a video, if you go far enough back in my YouTube channel, that's all about the mortar truck, kind of. Maybe not all about the mortar truck, but I believe I yell mortar truck or something like that, or mortar truck. I don't know, I do some yelling in the video. You can go track that down. I don't know if I tagged it mortar truck or not. I don't know. Google it. YouTube it. YouTube search. YouTube search. I wonder if YouTube search is like Google search, because Google owns YouTube. Oh man, it's a mystery. But you can see the mortar truck in the distance if you want. It's all the evil of a mortar plus a truck, so it can drive. I wonder if it's less accurate than a mortar because it's in the bed of a truck. I don't know. Would that make sense? You think that makes sense? I don't know, maybe it'd be more accurate because you're up from the ground a bit. I don't know. I don't know. Do the mortar truck exist in real life? I don't know. I don't know anything about Japan. Where's Japan? Is it in Japan? I think it's in Japan. It might be in Korea, though. Maybe it's just near Japan. I don't know. Is Japan near Japan?
This game has been crazy now. Like, if you don't micro well, man, it's like so much more micro-intensive, I think.
Yeah, what he's really talking about is the speed. They really upped the infantry engagement speed, especially in Men of Warscery.
And like, you get effed up if you don't like play right.
Thank you. They tightened up the combat, and I just can't get over how wonderful that is. I mean,
it's still such like an infantry-based game. Like, you have to like grenade well, use your machine guns well, and everything.
Like I said, very smart guy. Sometimes states the obvious, but yeah, I just Men of War is a great game, but Assault Squad is an improvement in pretty much every way, and one of the biggest is just the much tighter infantry combat. A lot less...
oh no, they didn't. They're starting to take my point.
A lot less sort of Buster Keaton, I'm standing next to you and we're both firing past each other and it takes our guys 20 minutes to shoot each other with the gun, sort of slapstick antics that you used to get in Men of War. Mostly it's just people shooting each other fairly brutally, like you see here. Bullets seem to move faster, the men seem to die faster, and if you can't tell, this is while we were still rusty at the game. Maybe we still are rusty at the game. It's sort of up in the air, like Schrodinger's cat in a hot air balloon, but obviously we're not playing very well at all, getting our butts handed to us. 43 points in the upper right they have versus our 0 points, and we see some paratroopers moving in through these bushes. They are Japan, so the paratroopers have all sorts of nasty little explosives that they carry around, plus some fairly good rifles, is I think what the Japanese paratroopers do, and a Chinu is firing at my Puma, so I need to back up and repair, but now I am explode. So I have to cry. Weep. That's about the heaviest the Japanese tanks get. They don't get much heavier than that. Oh no, it's a little thing with a thing. But I'm shooting some people. It's a half-track. It's a kind of a half-track. I don't know. Yes, game is going very badly for us. Weep for us. Cry for us. What is that? A ho-ha. Oh man, I don't even have to make jokes because the Japanese tanks are named Chinu and ho-ha. Ho-ha. Makes me think of a ho-ho. I'm hungry again. I don't even like ho-hos. Ho-hos are a thing, right? Like ding-dongs and Twinkies. God, who names those things? Everything has funny names. What else has funny names? Type 99. Ha! Hilarious. Type 100. Ha! One funnier. They couldn't have been called Type 100 in Japanese, right? Maybe Type 100? No, I guess Japanese didn't really start adopting English words till after we nuked the fuck out of them. Oh. I guess I bought this Panzer II because it'll take out the half-track, and I can't really take out the half-track with infantry because it's got a bunch of machine guns on the top, although I'm not sure if those machine guns can fire forward. And right now I'm trying to get my Pak 40 to shoot it, and finally I do. Unfortunately, armor-piercing round, this is right at the edge of its effective range. Armor-piercing round basically goes through the half-track, is I think what happened. There's not a lot in that half-track that's worth shooting at, and unfortunately I managed to hit some of the empty space where they just store, I don't know, rice or whatever. Am I being racist? Tell me if I'm being racist. Let's see. No, I'm just kidding. Don't tell me if I'm being racist. I don't want to know. That'd ruin it. So now they're using... Man, these paratroopers seem to last forever. I think they probably came in that half-track, and maybe that's a hero unit, and maybe it's not. Whew! Real close there. Lollybo's warning about the Japanese AT rifle appears to be correct. It takes out the track on my Panzer II, and I just managed to nail the guy before I lose. So, yeah, we're doing very badly. This is sort of a how not to play metaphor. We've been on the back seat since the very beginning, and a lot of that is just the opponent really seizing the initiative with that light tank and then going on forward. They pushed us off of the middle completely with their destroyed all our infantry, and they didn't really even move in with infantry on the middle. They just sort of, well, I don't know, maybe they have. Maybe we just haven't pushed. It's really, they've been holding, for me, they've been holding the left all around this house with the red roof that I'm currently firing at, and then sort of to the left, they've really had a lot of infantry there, and that shuts me down pretty much the entire left. I certainly can't attack the island, because this is mostly open, just a few bushes over there. And I can't move in on the middle either, because he's got a sight line. You saw when he blew the side off that house when I tried to move in. So, very nice job by my opponent locking it up. And obviously he's doing the same sort of thing, or the other guy's doing the same sort of thing to Lollybow on the right, because he managed to even push forward into Lollybow's territory and take his point at one point. So, they just seized the initiative and did not let up at all. That's very, very important. It's not enough just to beat your opponent whenever you beat them. You have to do something with the space you've earned, and make sure you beat them. Once you beat them into the ground, you got to put some dirt on them and make sure they're buried. And then later, when a dog comes by to dig them up, you have to scare the dog away. You have to like yell at the dog or something, or maybe if you have the dog whistle, you can walk somewhere else and blow the dog whistle, and the dog will come. Do dog whistles make dogs come? I don't understand. They're like super high pitched, right? And only a dog can hear it, but why would something only a dog can hear make the dog come specifically? Like if teenagers or whatever can hear those really high pitched cell phone ringtones. You can set your cell phone to have a crazy ringtone that's super...
I think I'm doing pretty well on the right though. I'm slowly learning how to deal with Japanese.
That's wonderful. You can set your cell phone ringtone to be...
I feel like this is so much more realistic. Like, shit that didn't matter in Men of War matters a whole lot now. Like, terrain is huge, support is huge, micro is huge.
Making sure a guy behind your rock does not blow up your AT gun is
micro
huge.
Each individual person is pretty important, I think.
That was important in Men of War too, but whatever. Yeah, you can have a really high-pitched cell phone ringtone that old people can't hear.
I mean, it's okay if we lose. I'm just, like, trying to learn and get better. Like, right now I'm figuring out how to take...
If you know the stages of grief, I think rationalization is one of those.
Oh, balls. No idea.
And this is one of them. This is the stage where Lollybow says, I don't care if we lose.
My problem with Men of War is that I'm too twitchy. Like, I think you have to, like, think really clear-headed and stuff to play Men of War well.
Well, there goes my idea of getting super high and playing. And it was so fun, too. But, yes, it certainly does help to have a clear head when playing Men of War. It also helps to be good at the game, and I think a combination of the two is ideal. And I finally buy a tank, although, to be fair, I have been spending points, just not very well, and Lollybow loses a Panzer III to a Cheeto. But not like a Cheeto, not like a dangerously delicious Cheeto. God, how do I remember these advertising? I don't even watch television, and yet I somehow know Twinkies and Ho-Hos and Cheetos. I guess they exist outside of TV, don't they?
I will send Panzer Grenadiers to go. I killed their mortar truck, so that was a big deal.
Ugh, the Panzer Grenadiers.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't know. Hero points.
I'll build a Nebelwerfer.
Yeah, I started talking about hero points because I figure we should spend them soon because they have 88 points and we're not going anywhere fast. So, I should buy something. Oh, I already bought something with it, didn't I? Man, how did I miss whatever I bought with the hero points? I hope you guys were watching, because I was just droning on about Twinkies and Ho-Hos and Cheetos or something. God.
Alright.
Oh, Brandenburgers. Nice. Yeah, that's what I bought.
We'll just slowly advance.
These guys are pretty sweet. They're a mixture of really good infantry fighters with rifles. Yeah, we're slowly
figuring this out.
With rifles and machine guns, and people with Panzerfausts. So they're really nice if you can get them close in to fire at enemies. They're basically the ideal urban warfare squad, or one of the ideal urban warfare squads, so maybe not the best choice over here, but I did want some elite infantry to move in, and you see one of my guys in this little hole in the wall. He's firing his MG42 or his MG34, I'm not sure which, through that hole in the wall and really suppressing some people, and I'm also tossing some smoke grenades, so hopefully we can sort of get in here and move in. They have 93 points to our 0, so if we're going to make something happen, we have to make it happen fast. Dun, 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 dun. Charge, Brandenburgers!
Could be like crappy AI and stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting mad at my people for not firing at some of these people, but I don't know.
I have 2 guys on the right holding up a tank and a platoon.
And a platoon. Delicious. Meanwhile, on the left...
We're making a comeback, good work. See, we're learning the ropes pretty quick.
Stop doing my job, Lollybow. I'm supposed to be commentating this match, not you. Is my primary
dash in the middle. People are gonna die, but we're gonna lose if we don't get it. I mean, it's probably still won't work, but like...
Correct. So now it's a Hail Mary dash, not only for the middle, but also for the left, because, you know, if it's ever gonna work, it's gonna work now, because it's certainly not gonna work later when we've lost. and you can watch
Oh,
the
yeah, we
kills.
stalled them just enough.
You can watch the kills pile
to
up.
make the game last longer.
But somehow magically in the middle we did manage to decap their point, so I don't know what we did or how we did it, but I sacrificed 90, maybe all my Brandenburgers, and Lollibo sent some people in too, and now the middle is not theirs. Of course that's not going to work. Ooh, this guy's name is Andreas Cullen. In the bottom left, Tankerman. Oh, his name is Daniel Baumann.
What is a Sturmtrupp?
That sounds suspiciously Jewish. A Sturmtrupp.
Oh, it's a...
Well, Lollibo just bought it.
That looks epic. I got it just for being epic.
Someone commented on YouTube that it sucks. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I guess we will find out whether the Sturmtrupp... Holy shit!
Oh man, PodCap, that sucks.
That guy's got a bazooka, and he's firing at my Panzer IV. Holy shit!
Yeah, maybe we should start reinforcing mid, because they're pushing on the right. Hopefully I could fight that off, though, on the right.
It's a good thing he can't aim. So we've stopped the ticker at 98. Fair. That's great. And,
oh man, rage quit, rage quit. Yay.
Lollibo's game seems to show the other people dropping, but everybody else's game shows him dropping.
Sounds like hacks.
And that was just some weird network stuff. Yeah, Men of War sometimes glitches out.
Balls?
And what the balls? Oh, Lollibo's funny.
Yeah, how about you host?
Yeah, he's gone, but I figure I'm gonna keep playing. I don't know why I kept playing. Clearly I did not think we were gonna win.
Was that an innocent disconnect or something subtle because they're pissed?
And Lollibo's saying conspiracies where there are no conspiracies, but I don't know. I was feeling high on life. I was like, oh yeah,
that
we
was
took the
kind of
middle.
nice. We got pushed around low at the beginning, and then kind of figured it out.
We took the middle. I'm gonna move in. I got an armored vehicle full of I don't know paratroopers, Fallschirmjägers or something.
Let me know how that goes.
Yeah, I told him I'm still playing. So my idea was I'd drive up this half track, and then all the paratroopers would get out, and then it'd be a party, and we'd dance or something like disco. I think disco's popular in Germany, at least back when disco was popular anywhere.
It may be better to shoutcast games once we start getting better.
Lollibo does not want you guys to see this because we're playing bad. But little does he know that it's just as enjoyable to watch shit like this. Yeah. See? How would you ever see that if I waited until we got better to shoutcast games, right? How would I treat you to the wonderful spectacle of my half-track full of paratroopers getting blown sky high if I was smart enough not to get my half-track full of paratroopers blown sky high? And now you know, actually, what happens when one of those blows up. I've always wondered if anyone can get out alive from that thing. It seems like, you know, Men of War is a pretty detailed game. Maybe they'll be blown free by the explosion. Nope. Turns out it's just, you know, basically a Holocaust. Everybody dead. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, the elite units can be pretty baller. Like, Panzer Grenadiers don't die easily either.
Yeah, I think I was praising the Brandenburgers, and rightly so. They sort of... I don't know, it's funny. You think back to Men of War, and they didn't have the elite units were like the assault squad and the paratrooper squad. I really, really prefer the way they've done it here, where you have more of a variety of the normal infantry units, the assault squad, and then the rifle squad, and then the other stuff. And then if you want the crazy guys, like the Brandenburgers or the paratroopers, or the
did
super...
it do anything, or did it just kind of sit?
The super crazy guys are going to the hero units, but the half crazy guys, like the Panzer Grenadiers and the Panzer... I can't remember what they're called. Those are normal infantry too. So they're closer in ability, but more diverse in terms of loadouts. And so they, you know, gotta say they did a good job. And now we're gonna lose this game. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. And the moral of the story here is that
yeah,
Twinkies.
Like these things are weird. You get so
really
many of these like random infantry never heard of.
Bad.
Like Hitler's ass wipers and Hitler's left wing guard, Hitler's right wing guard.
Yep.